Okay, hello Southwest math students. Right, law of cosines, we're going to reteach this week, and I want to go over this couple problems, okay? All right, let's talk about law of cosines, two conditions only. If you just have side, 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 that means what? No angle information. You're just given the side lengths. You can only use law of cosines to solve for any angle. Here's a generic formula. We've got the sides are labeled A, B, and C. And remember, they're what? We should all know this by now. Capital A, capital B, capital C are the angles, and opposite those angles are the sides lowercase b, lowercase a, and lowercase c. If I'm going to solve for, today I'm going to talk about side, 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 I'm sorry. This first case I'm talking about side, side, side. In this situation we know the sides, A, B, and C, and we'll know minus 2, B, and C. So we'll be solving for the angle, okay? So for side, 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 you're going to plug in each side in A, B, and C, or it could be B, A, and C, or C, B, and A. And you're going to plug in the sides, you're solving for the angle, okay? All right. And it really doesn't matter what the angles are labeled, okay? But I recommend strongly always start off, in this case, when we're doing side, 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 with, let's start off to solve for the angle opposite the biggest side, okay? All right, because we found out in law of sines on that oblique triangle exercise, on problem number 4, when you're doing sines, you can get the same sign in quadrant 1 as in quadrant 2, and your calculator will frequently, it'll give you the angle for quadrant 1, and you can end up with the wrong answer. Always start out, to prevent this, always start off getting the biggest angle first, okay, using the law of cosines when you apply that, okay? So let's start off, the biggest angle is opposite the biggest side, so we're going to solve here for this angle right here, okay? Whatever it is, it's called theta. So where's 9 go? When we're solving for this angle, that's what goes here to the left of the equal sign. So 9 squared is going to equal what? The other two sides squared, right? A squared equals B squared plus C squared. I don't care what they're called. If one side's over here, the other two are over here. So 9 squared equals 6 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 6 times 5. It's real easy. This squared plus this squared minus 2 times this and this. 6 times 5. Cosine of, we're just labeling that theta. All right. You have to do two things here. The first thing is, we're going to subtract this value, and then we're going to subtract and then divide. Let's just first do our math, and I'll make it simple for everybody. We're going to square everything and multiply and figure out what we have. This would be 81 equals 36 plus 5 squared is 25 minus 2 times 6 times 5. Well, 5 times 6 is 30 times 2 is 60 minus 60 times cosine of theta. All right. Now, this is a factor. Okay. Some students move it back. Let's leave that here. Leave that here. All right. Now you can even simplify even more. Let's combine this right here. Okay. 81 equals 61 minus 60 times the cosine of theta. All right, now we simplify. Okay, here's where we subtract. We're going to subtract this value, 61. We're going to minus 61 from both sides. Gone. 20. Okay, and now we're left with these two factors. My negative 60, basically it's negative 60 times cosine theta. Okay. So negative 20 equals negative 60 times the cosine of theta, okay? And then we divide. We're going to divide by both sides by negative 60, negative 60, Okay, what happens here? Negative 60 over negative 60 cancels out, and cosine of theta equals negative 20 over negative 60. These cancel out, and it's basically 1/3. 2 over 20 over 60 is 1/3. But, you know, and then, you know, you can put that whole thing in the calculator. I don't care if you don't recognize these, how to reduce it. But so cosine of theta equals this, and we have to do finally inverse cosine. Inverse cosine of negative 20 over negative 60, which is really just 1/3, and that'll give us our angle, okay? And I did work this out, okay? And that angle should be, I didn't figure it out, okay? But let's just do that. Second, inverse cosine of negative 20 divided by negative 60, unit 71 degrees, okay? All right. Okay? Now, let's do another one. Same triangle. Let's solve for, what did I solve for? Let's solve for the angle opposite 5. So where's 5 going to go? Okay, notice this is the same formula, but if you put b over here, then what's the other two sides? A and c. So b squared equals a squared minus 2ac cosine b. Notice this angle is paired up for the side on the left of the equal sign. Okay? All right, so 5 squared, we're going to solve for this angle. We'll call it theta again. Equals, what's left? 6 and 9. 6 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 6 times 9 cosine of b. Okay? So let's simplify. 5 squared is 25 equals 36 plus 81. And this is 2 times 6 times 9. That's 54 times 2 is minus 108 cosine of b. We'll add this together, these two, add them together and subtract from both sides. This will be 25 equals 117, is that right? Yeah. Minus 108 cosine of b. So we add these two together. Okay, now we're going to subtract this first part. Okay, so just minus 117, minus 117. All right, 25 minus 117 is negative 92. 117 minus 117 is gone. Okay, so negative 92 equals negative 108 cosine of b. We divide, and then this part here, which came from the negative 2ac or whatever, goes, okay? This part here, we solve for by dividing. This is factors. This times this. Negative 108 divided by negative 108. Cosine b equals that. So inverse cosine of negative 92 over negative 108 will give us our angle, and that's obviously going to be a positive, and negative over negative is a positive. So, second cosine, inverse cosine, negative 92 divided by negative 108, enter. Oops. Okay, 31.6 degrees, okay? All right, 31.6 degrees, okay? And then we can do a third angle, 180 minus those two angles, and we can do it again and check, all right? But the big thing is what? When you're solving for the angle, you know three sides, on side, side, side. Plug in a side, 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 minus 2 times these two sides, solve for the angle. Add these, square them, add them together, and then you subtract from both sides. And what's left is this right here. Okay? Let me do this in red. Okay? This is the factor, okay? That's the negative 108. We divide, then you divide both sides. So subtract, and then divide by this part here, okay? All right. That's pretty much it for side, side, side. It's not that tough. All right. The big thing is this angle is opposite this side. We put 5 squared equals because we were solving for this angle. All right. Finally, if you get, this is the easiest case, the least amount of math, this is side, angle, side. The second of 2 situations where we use law of cosines to solve for something. I've got a side, another side, and in between or included, the included angle is 40 degrees. Side, angle, side. The only way I can solve for anything is law of cosines, okay? And I'll be solving for, remember, now I've got an angle to put in. So remember what's on the equals, it's what's on this right here is going to be, in this case, I'm going to c squared equals, this will be my capital C and this will be little c, okay? All right? So when you're using side, angle, side, you have side, angle, side, you're solving for the side that's opposite the angle. And that's it. Okay? So let's go ahead. We don't know c squared. We only know 2 sides, right? We've got 8 and 11. Guess where they go? Right here. 8 and 11. So c squared equals, or x squared, I don't care. It's just that side opposite 40. C squared equals 8 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times, guess what? 8 and 11. Times 8 times 11 times the cosine of, and this time we know, 40 degrees. Okay? So, let's see if I can do that. I didn't calculate this one out, but it's going to be 8 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 8 times 11. 8 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 8 times 11. Cosine 40. Enter. And here's an answer, but that's what c squared is. And then what do? We square root both sides. So second square root 50.1761. Enter. It should be around 7. Obviously, square root of 49 is 7. So 7.08. So this will be 7.08, 7.1, or close to 7, okay? All right? So you're going to square root both sides. All right. We're just going to do law of cosines tomorrow, and that's it, okay? All right, so we should be very good at just solving these problems, okay? All right, that's all I have. Hopefully I didn't take too long. Let's see if I set a record for shortness. All right.